The car slowed as they reached the outskirts of Buxley. Bess warned her companion to duck and stay out of sight. She didn't want any eager villager to spot Vicky. Unlike the servants at the manor, they were anything but discreet, hungry for gossip about their lord and his family. Dozens of locals had been hired for the upcoming house party, and excitement ran high as guests from London and the surrounding estates arrived in style, prepared to spend a week or more at Buxley Manor. "We can hide you for 2 days, darling. I can handle my maid. Barney's the one I'm worried about. He can read my thoughts before I think them." "I thought you lot didn't care about what the servants think." "On the contrary, my dear," Bess laughed. "The servants rule us. I wonder how the old guard hasn't realised it yet." The car drove through a set of ancient stone pillars and went around a bend. Vicky looked around in awe as they traversed several acres of parkland, studded with ancient oaks and beeches. A brook gushed down a small hill and disappeared in the bowels of the earth. "That meets the River Severn somewhere down the line." Bess stifled a yawn. "The stream's wider on the north side." She waved a vague hand over her head. "We have plenty of trout, and Papa likes to fish." Formal gardens began, with meticulously kept flower beds and topiaries. The car swung into a barely visible lane and travelled under a canopy of trees before pulling up in front of a side door. Minutes later, they were rushing up a flight of uncarpeted stairs. The butler Barnes watched the car pick up a cloud of dust and come to a screeching stop outside the side door. He watched Lady Elizabeth step out and beckon someone in the passenger seat. Curious, he leaned forward in anticipation, although his face did not betray an ounce of emotion. He was a fourth-generation butler, and being inscrutable was ingrained in every fibre of his being. His ancestors collectively rolled in their graves when he dropped the crystal decanter he was holding, spilling expensive whiskey over the ancient Persian carpet. A loud gasp escaped from his mouth, and his eyes popped while his mind tried to make sense of what it was seeing.